So, at the Latin 3, I'm just going to go over real quick the practice test that I left behind for you guys to prepare for your exam over the first 11 chapters of Cloelia. The test that you will take is set up very similarly to this one. So, it's just a little bit beefier. So, we'll just start at the top. So yeah, these types of questions, I'm just asking you to give me the English meaning of these words as they're used in here. Normally, like for example, with the word "tamen," regardless of where it's used in the sentence, is going to mean however. But there are other words, like for example, lacrimant, which doesn't just mean cries; it means they cry, because it ends with an nt and it's happening now. So that's what I mean by translating in context. So, number one, answer. Ramen means cow liver, so tamen means however. The next one, civis, right here. Civis Romanus sum. That just means citizen in that case. Okay. Lacrimant, as I said earlier, it just means they cry. You could also say they are crying. And even if you wanted to, if you look at the actual sentence and see the actual subject is the Roman citizens, you could even put they or the Roman citizens are crying. Okay. In periculo, in danger. Res gerunt. So this is an interesting phrase right here. Res audacissimas gerunt. I have audacissimas off to the side. So res gerunt literally means they wear things. Which, if you put they wear things, I would accept it. But it, in the context of the story, it actually means they do things. And on the actual test, I will not break it up like I did here. Audacissimas on its own means very bold, referring to the res. So that whole thing together means they do very bold things. Pugnabo, that ending is first person future tense. That means I will fight. In castris hostium, in the camp of the enemies, because hostium is genitive plural. Fortis just means brave or strong. I'm going to say brave here. Rem totam means the whole thing or story. Okay. All right. And then this one, it was not underlined. I apologize for that. I've realized I've already started doing this without it being an answer key in a separate document, so I'm going to go ahead and make a copy of that. Oops. Hopefully I remember that next year in Latin 3 before I print it out for him. All right. So here you kind of had to do a little bit of hunting first. We have them right here. All right. So ducibus is the first word here. We see this ending. It could be, we know it's third declension plural. It could be ablative or dative. We need to figure it out. So Porsenna, king of the Etruscans, says a greeting to Brutus and Collatinus, the Roman leaders. So in this case, we know, based off the context of that sentence, it is going to be to the leaders. Okay, magnum rem. We're going to find that down here. Magnum rem gestam vidi. So magnum rem on its own is going to mean a great thing or deed. Virtus. We're going to find that here. Virtus ilius civis Romani Galli mucii maxima est. I don't understand why the font is so funky with these macrons. But virtus on its own means virtue here. This whole sentence is like the virtue of that Roman man, of that Roman citizen, Gaius Mucius, is very great. Okay. Decem. We know it's going to be some form of 10. Let's see if there's anything weird about it. Right here. Decem pueros et decem puellas. It says, give me hostages. 10 boys and 10 girls. So we know just here it's going to mean 10, 10, 10. Okay. Captivos interficiam. Si Romani nobiscum de hinc pugnabunt captivos interficiam. If the Romans fight, should fight, like this is future tense, like will fight with us from this point on. Captivos interficiam. Interficiam is first person future tense. 2. I will kill the hostages. Okay. And then you'll see a couple of just straight reading comprehension questions where you give an answer in English and then you quote it and then you provide the quote that proves it in Latin. What does Lucretia have in common with the other random dude's wife? Lucretia mea optima mulier est in quid colatinis, non quam alios viros spectat, neque cupit, semper domi manet et vestimenta facit, ut mulieres debent. Tam bona mulierum nunquam vidi in qui unus viris, conjux meus alios viros non spectat, neque cupit, sed tamen dominon manet, nocte cum amicis per urbem it. So, this, I'll just go ahead and translate this whole thing so we are on the same page. My Lucretia is the best woman, says Collatinus. She never sees nor wants other men. She always remains at home and makes clothes, as women should. Yikes. So, tam bonam mulierum nunquam vidi. So great a woman never have I seen, says one of the men. My wife does not look at nor does she want other men. But, however, she does not stay at home. At night, she goes through the city cum amicis with her friends. So what does Lucretia have in common with this other random dude's wife? While she doesn't necessarily stay at home, she doesn't look at nor does she want other men. So they both do not look at or want. I'll say that more cleanly. They both neither look at nor want other men. Probate mihi, provide your evidence. And really, you got that right here. And then, how is she even more awesome than the other woman? Awesome being, well, should be in quotation marks. Said tamen dominum manet. And how is Lucretia more awesome? Well, Lucretia always stays at home, whereas this dude's wife does not stay at home. So, Lucretia at home and makes clothes, while the other guy's wife does not. And to prove it, you could say this, as well as this. You could use either of those or both of them. I hope that you found this helpful. Really the best thing to do is just review your vocabulary, review the story, look over what you've already done, because you're not going to see anything on this test that you haven't already seen. So hopefully this was helpful. If you have questions, reach out to me on It's Learning, or let me know on, come see me during Raider time on Monday. All the best, y'all. Walete.